have a marvelous Monday. Today we are going to see a new lesson, that is forms of government. So what do this government denotes? We'll see to that. The government refers to the executive functions of the state. It denotes a body having authority to make and enforce laws, which should be applicable to the civil, corporate, religious, academic or other groups. Which is the whole form of government? Yes, it's monarchy. So what do the monarchy mean? It's a rule of a king or queen. The British monarchy is also known as constitutional monarchy because they were the one to introduce to the world. So this means the sovereign is the head of state and the ability to make and pass legislation. Legislation means to prepare laws, who resides with an elected parliament. This is the symbol of British government with the crown. What were the types of constitution? How do they prepare the constitution? The constitution is in written form, also in unwritten form, that is only in words. That is one type, and the next type is it's flexible and rigid. Okay, now we'll see to unitary and federal government. This unitary will have a prompt decision making and a speedy action with the members. But the federal will not have such a work. So it would be weaker and the government is more expensive. But the unitary government is with less expensive. The amendments, that is change in laws, the amendments to the constitution are easy. But in the federal government, they have to get the opinion of every members. So it's very hard for the government to change the laws. In the unitary government, it is with unity. They all sit together and finalize together. But in the federal government, it is with as like double government. They have to get the opinion of everyone. So there will be not with the unity. They will not have a proper decision. Everyone will give their own suggestion. So it's not easy for them to be in the federal government. The unitary features of Indian Constitution. How the features are there in Indian Constitution. It's very strong. And the central government's control over state territory. So it will be with a single constitution, flexible and have unequal representation of states. The states decides their own representatives. Emergency province will be provided. There will be a single citizenship rather than the federal government. It will be with a dual citizenship. So in all cases, the unitary is good rather than the federal government. Not only that, all Indian services will become under this unitary features of Indian Constitution. The appointment of the governor will be by the central government. We'll see to the parliamentary form of government. It's a modern democratic form of government where the executive is responsible for all the legislature. It is also called as a cabinet government, that is the unity in the government with a group of members. So it will have a responsible type of government. It is also called as a Westminster government because it's from the Britain government and it's a model of that government. The features of the parliamentary form of government is the nominal and real executive will be given in the hands of the head of the government, and it will be as a majority party rule with a collective responsibility, with a dual leadership that the members also will have a part in it, and the main leader will be the Prime Minister. The merits of the parliamentary form of government is it's with harmony between legislature and with the executive. It's a responsible government which prevents the dictatorship, with have wide representation. We'll see to the demerits: unstable and dictatorship of the cabinet, and it doesn't have any continuity in the policies. Also, it's against the separation of powers. The next we are going to see is presidential form of government. Children, just remember we are in the forms of government. So the types of constitution also leads to the presidential and the parliamentary form of government. So we are in the presidential form of government. It says about the non-parliamentary government, which is fixed executive system of government. It works under the principle of separation of powers. So every ministry will have their own responsibility in their control, in their ministry. We'll see to the features of the presidential form of government. President will be the head of the state. He occupies a ceremonial position. The president is elected by the electoral college for the period of 4 years. He was helped by the cabinet ministers, who were also called as a kitchen cabinet with a smaller body. It has 3 independent organs: the legislative, executive and the judicial part. So all comes under the control of president. The democracy says it's we and not them, and also have some sort of impacts in it. We'll see to the merits of presidential form of government. It's used in the democratic country with effective control by the president, facilitate and makes the decision of his own with the central government. The demerits: should be put to an end with the cultural harmony, because it's very necessity for the democratic country. So with the cultural harmony only, the country can able to shine and develop in its own importance. So we have to put out the demerits. Before that, we'll see what is demerit. It's easy to degenerate into dictatorship, and also to strain relationship between executive and legislature. So if it so, will not be able to run a proper government, and it doesn't work for the welfare of the people. That's why the demerits have to be put to an end. Not to that, the lack of harmony between legislature and executive also is there. Thus, children, I hope that you have understood the forms of government. We end today's lesson. God bless you all. Do the homework and submit between 5 to 6 in the evening. Thank you.